The Bulls get an emphatic 45 points to 14 win against Munster at Loftus. What a performance from the Bulls. Unfortunate for Munster, they didn't have all their best players, but this was a really top-end performance from the Bulls. It did get a bit ugly near the end of the game, but I think it's always going to happen with a game like this where they're just trying to go for goal. They keep trying to score incredible tries, but a really good performance from the Bulls. And my only question is, can the Bulls go all the way this year with this squad they have? They've got an incredible forward pack. They've got Willie Leroux and Andre Pollard pulling the strings, and they have guys like Ambrose Papid, who in my opinion probably is the best player right now in the URC. He's playing some phenomenal rugby. The only question is now, can they get past the semi-final, which will probably be away from home? Can they win that crucial game and then win the final? They've gone to the final 3 times now in this competition since it started. They've lost to Glasgow, they've lost to Leinster, and they've lost to the Stormers as well. So can they finally get one done? I think this squad this year definitely can. There's so much talent in the squad. There's so many class players. And I think the one thing that they have now that they were lacking is they've got conviction in those playmaking roles, those playmaking positions. In previous seasons, they had good players there, but they didn't have the best players there. Now they've got 2 guys who are World Cup winners. One of those guys being Andre Pollard, who's kicked the Springboks to the World Cup win twice already. 2023, he had a very big role to play in that, being the Iceman, being the guy that when push comes to shove, it's a tough moment. He'll handle it. He'll be the guy under pressure to handle it. And they've got Willie Leroux, who really adds a lot to this team, especially when playing alongside a guy like Andre Pollard. Then you've got guys on the outside like Kane and Moody playing good rugby. Harold Foster in the backline as well. Stravino Jacobs had a good game as well. Then you have guys like Stedman Gans coming off the bench as well. Curtly Arendse playing some phenomenal rugby. Then in the forward pack, you've got guys like Johan Grobler, who's now an experienced Springbok player. Ruan Norke, who I think could be a Springbok captain one day. You've got guys like Kobus Wisse coming off the bench. They showed today that you can't look at the team sheets and be like, oh, okay, that team's got better names. They're going to do better on the day. But the Bulls proved that maybe you can, because they had a better team on paper and they really showed it on the field. But all credit has to go to Munster, how they just never give up. They have a never say die attitude. They have a really good attitude towards the game of rugby. It's just unfortunate that they didn't have their best players today. I think the Bulls would still have got the result. I do believe that, because the Bulls team right now is a very, very quality team. But I just think maybe it would have been a bit closer for Munster if they had guys like Tide Byrne and Jack Crowley as well. So a massive missed opportunity from Munster there to have those 2 guys there. They're going to really go back and look at the season and be like, damn, if only we had those 2 guys, especially near the end of the season, maybe they wouldn't have been playing the Bulls away from home in Loftus Versfeld, which is a very tough place to play. Maybe they'd have a home quarterfinal, or maybe they'd be playing somewhere else that they really would rather prefer to play, like somewhere in Europe as well. So unfortunate for Munster, but in this video I'm going to go over some of the stats, some of the key big players in the game as well, just give my overall review of the game. But before I do, if you guys do enjoy the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe to help the channel grow. A lot more videos coming out from the whole weekend as well, match reactions for every game, and the international games are coming up as well, which I cannot wait for. So just looking at some of the stats here, entries into the 22, the Bulls had 13 entries, Munster had 9. The Bulls had 3.2 average points scored per entry, and Munster had 1.5 average points scored. Now that I normally look at these stats in a game, because if you do capitalize on your opportunities once entering the 22, you have a much better chance of winning the game. And I'll say the one thing that the Springboks do very well, which I think the Bulls team does very well as well, they definitely capitalize on the opportunity. So 3 points scored on average for 13 entries, that's a lot of points, and that's a lot of taking your opportunities when it's on offer. So the Bulls are very clinical in that area of the field as well. Looking at some of the other stats as well, 22-meter conversions, so 3 from the Bulls, 1 from Munster. Now looking at the line breaks as well, 11 line breaks for the Bulls, 4 for Munster. A bit unacceptable from Munster there. Carries 144 for the Bulls, 123 for Munster. Kicks 16 for the Bulls, 9 for Munster. The way the Bulls kick is really smart. I've been realizing they've got a very good kicking game. They change it up a lot, and they've got a lot of good players that have different variations to their kicking as well. So they've got very good kickers, basically from 9 to 15, which is a very good thing to have in a team, especially for a South African team. You don't normally see very good kickers all the way down the backline, but I think that's one thing that the Bulls team does very well. Now just looking at some of the things here, Munster only had 1 dominant tackle, the Bulls had 0. Tackles made 153 for the Bulls, so they were forced to tackle a lot. 111 for Munster. Tackles missed, 36 tackles missed for Munster. 36. That is unacceptable, and that is definitely an area in the game where you can definitely see that made a big difference in this game. That also allowed those line breaks to happen. 36 missed tackles. And you can see those missed tackles also, that's people brushing off the shoulder of defenders, getting those offloads, and the Bulls were really doing well with the offloading game today. That's the one thing everybody says, oh, the Bulls are going to physically dominate you, and they will, and they did, but the Bulls team is very good with ball in hand. They are very good at keeping the ball alive. The whole forward pack has really developed a skill set throughout the season to keep the ball alive and keep the ball going. I mean, the Bulls are playing some phenomenal running rugby right now because of those offloads allowed and getting the ball out and just keeping the ball alive. It really looks like very good rugby, very fun rugby to watch as well. Ruck speed, average ruck speed 5.31 for the Bulls, 5.0 for Munster, so quicker ruck speed for Munster. Just looking at some of the other stats here, 100% scrum win rate for the Bulls, 100% line-out win rate as well. Only 70% scrum win rate for Munster. That is unacceptable. Now, I do know that when you play away from home, your kind of set piece percentages do go down, but a 70% scrum win rate is unacceptable for this Munster team with 12 scrums as well. So 70%, that's 30% of those scrums they didn't win. So that's a big stat. So that just shows how powerful the Bulls are in the front row, in the whole forward pack, and they are really good at set piece. A line out win, 90% for Munster, so that's still a good stat. Anywhere over 85% is pretty good, but I mean 100 for both for the Bulls is absolutely incredible. Now, just looking at some of the best individual performances from the game, 100 Pollard with 15 points, Embrose Papir with 2 tries, and I mean, he's pretty much secured his spot in the Springbok team now for this year. He's playing some phenomenal rugby, and Embrose Papir is really a game changer for this Bulls side. He's just come such a long way. His box kicks have become very accurate. He's very good at kind of managing the pace of the game, managing the kind of possession as well. He's become really good, and he's building a very good combination with Andre Pollard, which definitely ticks a few boxes for the Springboks as well. I can imagine Embrose Papir and Grant Williams being in the same 1-2 punch kind of combination, both of them scrum offs for the Springboks. They add a lot of variation as well, and they can probably both play on the wing if you need them to. So that is pure pace and pure talent. Ruan Nortje with 16 carries, Johan Grobler with 20 tackles completed. He's had a massive season this year. He also really does keep the ball alive a lot. Stravino Jacobs with 2 line breaks. It's very good to see him there because he had a very good game, and he often gets underrated and spoken about, not in the best way, but he's a very, very good player and not an old guy either. Curly Orenser with 1 turnover 1. I mean, this guy just oozes class, oozes quality. This guy just, every time he touches the ball, you think something's going to happen. He just looks like he glides past defenders. So Curly Orenser has got to be one of my favorite players in the world, and he just showed it again. Alex Nankivell with 12 defenders beaten. 12 defenders beaten. I mean, I've said it before this year, Alex Nankivell has been one of the best players for Munster. He's been one of the best Irish players in the Ireland teams, because I know he's not Irish yet, but he has been absolutely phenomenal this year. I know he's a bit older, but I still think seeing him maybe in an Ireland jersey, maybe going to a World Cup one day, if he's old enough or if he's young enough still to go to another World Cup and get some game time, even if it's not in the main team, if it's in the B team to play some of the other countries, that would be really cool to see, because I mean, 12 defenders beaten, and he's been doing this the entire year. Craig Casey with 75 successful passes as well. So overall, a good game from Munster. They did what they could. Look, once I saw the scrum was going back for Munster, I knew it was going to be a long day in the office for them. That first initial 10 minutes, I saw the Bulls' dominance, and I thought, how are Munster going to hold on to this? If they somehow manage to win this game, it's going to be a scrape through. And obviously they didn't, because the Bulls capitalized. The Bulls played some phenomenal rugby. The Bulls did not let up in any facet at all. Yes, at the end of the game, it got a bit loose, and the Bulls could have probably scored a few more tries as well. But the Bulls today, I think, really showed their quality, and I think they deserve thoroughly to be in the semi-final. But now their semi-final games are going to be absolutely epic. I think they are going to be so close. They're going to be so good, but there's still 2 more games to come, and I'll do match reactions for those as well. The Stormers game, there will be a match reaction today. The Leinster game, it will be out tomorrow morning, then a review, then a team of the week as well. I cannot wait. So if you guys do enjoy the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe to help the channel grow. What a game for the Bulls. Can they make it to the final? Let me know down below in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.